Hollywood seemed like a whole different planet. My love towards acting dream was stronger than my fear. I never felt a true love, and I didn't know the sense of loving and being in love, and I tend to seek that in my partners. Everything that was happening is because I did not love myself, and it was the time for me to recognize me, love me, prioritize me. At that point of my life, I was all about being a good vibe. Forgiving someone, it's part of self-love.
This is Vivid with Sade Stewart, a podcast where beautiful women share their beautiful stories to inspire others. I've been a hairstylist for over 10 years now, and I have been inspired by the amazing people from all over the world that sit in my chair. And I wanted to bring that to a stage. This is that stage.
Hi. So good to see you. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
You can keep a similar tone to what you have, and then what I'm thinking is to bring some pieces up to frame your face.
I mean, like make it lighter, you mean?
Like right around the face. And then just to connect the dots here, I'm thinking of doing both lowlights and highlights. The low light is really just gonna break it up so that you don't have so much of a line and bring more. You see how your ends are essentially one color? And then in here is also one color. So if we added some more, like some lowlights that are more similar to your natural hair, in between, you'll feel like more natural, more like a softer transition. So something like that, and sort of bringing it up around the face so that if you do pull your hair back, you don't have that like, you see how when you pull your hair up here, you have that like line? So this is just gonna soften all of that. Putting in some more of your natural in between here so you don't feel as two-toned. And then just bringing some brightness around the face, maybe starting like a little bit lower, just to connect it. I think that'll make you feel better. So we're not gonna change it too much, but sort of just connecting the dots where it looks more intentional, like as opposed to like just being grown out throughout the year.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. And then in terms of the tone, we'll probably just do something slight to like cool off the warmth, which happens over time.
Yeah.
Just to make it nice and shiny again.
Maybe like a little, maybe darker, right?
You want to go a little darker? Yeah, we can look a little darker.
Yeah.
Because I think initially when you showed me that you just got it done, it was like a little darker than this.
Yeah.
So we can do that.
I'm gonna trust you.
Yeah. We're not going to change that much. So I'm going to bring it around the face, and I'm also going to do like a halo where you'll have some pieces through here as well. We're just going to do.
That's not gonna be too bright highlights.
No,
because
we're
I
just
don't have
kind of
that.
same like this, just bringing it up. So you can have like a softer transition. Yeah, because
Should we keep the length, everything? This is a good length.
the length. It's good. If you feel like you want to grow your hair out, I think it's fine. I'm not too concerned about how your ends feel at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to keep the long. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Go.
Sounds good. I'm trusting your magic hands.
Thanks for trusting me.
Of course.
Beautiful. If anything, we might like fix your face framing cut a little bit. You see it's like a little choppy there, and kind of connecting it to this, it's kind of separated there. And we'll just connect it and layer a little bit around the face, and I think that's good.
Sounds great.
Good.
I'm excited.
Beautiful. And are you planning on being like low maintenance with your hair, kind of seeing how you had it like
Yes.
every few months?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do like have like a hair routine. I heard like hair mask once a week.
Okay.
Just to give that little moisture to a scalp and just to make them more like shiny.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I try to keep it low maintenance.
And do you ultimately want to feel like a brunette? Like a rich brunette?
I'm still figuring that out, honestly, because it's like first experience. I actually like the way it aligns with my skin tone, because I use my whole life I've had this brunette like black hair color. So it was like a great like a change that I actually liked.
It depends on your face.
Yeah, I think so too. So I would say
Just a little darker than this, but not
maybe.
like,
But for now, let's keep it maybe like the way it is.
but like you want to be a little darker than this. You see how you have those like lighter pieces? You said you want to go a little darker than this.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Not like brighter, like a lighter. But like not lighter than this, not like
No, not lighter.
blonde or
Yeah,
something.
no. We're only doing like a few highlights in your crown area just to connect it. But in terms of like the tone, I just wanted to know, do you like lighter than this? Or like, do you like what it is, or does this feel too light for you?
It seems like a little light.
Little light.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll maybe go like a level or two deeper than this, like richer than this, and then also
Trust you.
if you're gonna wait like the 6 months or a year, you'll have time for it to like fade. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Amazing.
Awesome. I trust you. You are a pro here.
Thank you. All right. Awesome. I'm gonna
Before you get into
yes, ma'am. Turn yes. Continue. No, she want to update. So later. Like this is for you. We can just put it on like a jacket. Oh, 1, 2, 1.
That's fancy.
You might have to stand up to like give it to
That's just my t-shirt color.
Oh, it is. Color of the day.
I know. How you been?
Good.
Busy?
Busy. Yeah, busy is
Busy
good.
is good. Busy is good. I washed my hair like last night.
And this is normally where you part, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is kind of like the way that I get to know people anyway. As you know, we talked about your whole story when you were doing my lashes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, like you have the most insane story. You know, like part of you know being in the beauty industry, you get to almost like have this sort of like intimacy, for lack of a better word, with you know your clients, and they kind of open up to you more. It's like such a good place for vulnerability, and I kind of wanted to sort of put this on stage, you know?
I love
That's
that.
like my favorite part about the work that I do is getting to meet so many amazing people like yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yourself.
Like yourself. Yeah. So, you know, I wanted you to tell your story because it's something that really inspired me, and especially, you know, it's such an LA story where like you got here and you've just been killing it, and I want
Thank you.
you know, I want people to know how amazing you are.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Really, Ola. Thank you so much, first of all, for
Of
having
course. You know, from humble beginnings.
me. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Like when you asked me to be on your podcast, I'm like, oh my god, I feel so honored. Thank you. Knowing that it's your first episode, I'm like,
Oh yeah. And you're like the perfect girl for it.
thank you very much.
Of course. So tell me, like, what is a young Shanoza doing? What's your life like back home?
Oh, so I was born and raised in Uzbekistan. Well, Uzbekistan is surrounded by a rich culture and traditional values, and since like growing up, I had this strong sense of like family and kind of way of like expressing yourself. And for me, it was like I was always drawn to like creativity, painting, drawing, acting. It was my way of like expressing myself, considering that I was a little introverted child, and it kind of helped me to escape for a while from the outside world and kind of dive into me and kind of express all the feelings and emotions. Because growing up, I grew up in a very like little toxic family environment, so it was my way of like projecting those feelings and emotion that felt very healthy for me. Yeah, and that's how I actually had this strong feeling of like becoming successful actress in Hollywood by watching Hollywood movies, and I don't know, it's always made me feel so strongly about it. And yeah.
So what made you feel like, what was the moment where you're like, I gotta get out of here?
Oh, I would say my dream to become a successful actress in Hollywood, and mind you, like coming from a very small country like Uzbekistan, it almost felt like out of reach for me. Like Hollywood seemed like a whole different planet. But I knew that if I'm feeling that ambitious, staying in my country wouldn't be an option, and I had to take certain steps towards it. And I knew what I wanted, but I was also getting myself ready to consider an option that life might take to a whole different path before I get to, achieve my goal. And I had this opportunity to study in Malaysia, and also I wanted to add that I made a whole strategy, a plan, 15-year plan.
Okay.
So by the age of 30, I should be in Hollywood, and I was only like 15 years old. So yeah, and when I had this opportunity to study in Malaysia, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna seize this opportunity. I'm gonna learn English. I'm gonna study, just because it was my ticket to America. Because traveling from Uzbekistan, the age of 15, 16, it was pretty much like impossible. Because of the political relations and all that, was just a lot of factors that didn't allow me to do that. So when I had this opportunity to study in Malaysia, I'm like, Shanoza, it's okay. It's not the field you want to study, but hey, that's for the greater good.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just getting out, right?
I know. It was kind of like also curiosity of how is life in foreign countries. Like, it was my first time actually experiencing life outside of my country, being away from my family. And mind you, I was only like 17 years old.
Wow.
So I'm like, you know what? Now or never.
Yeah. So what was that like for you? Like when you show up, and obviously it's a completely different culture. It's possible people don't really look like you, or people don't sound like you. What was that like?
Well, I would say my strong desire for my dream kind of like was, how can I say that? My love towards acting dream was stronger than my fear. And it was scary at first. You mean like when I moved to Malaysia? Yeah, it was very unusual because I grew up in a big family, and I never kind of tend to have my own space, and knowing that, hey, it's a whole new different country. Hey, you're living in a campus, you have your own room, and you're speaking to people in a whole different language that you just learned. And it was pretty challenging, but I knew that I had a vision, and it was just something that I need to go through. And honestly, I'm super grateful for that experience in Malaysia. It kind of like prepared me to my journey in United States. Of
It's like a prelude to
yes.
what your life, like the bigger step, right?
Exactly. So it helped me to kind of also grow as a person, because I was only 17 and 18 years old. And I lived there for 5 years. It was a great school for me to grow as an individual, face challenges, life challenges, heartbreaks, and all of that.
All the things.
So yeah, I always look back my times in Malaysia with a big smile on my face and a huge gratitude. Yeah.
Was there a moment in Malaysia where you felt like a little bit of like imposter syndrome? You're like, where am I? What am I doing?
I had a culture shock, absolutely. The first 6 months I was, it was a different food, different weather. It was tropical weather, all humid and hot, palm trees, and people dressed completely different, the mentality and the language, and it was pretty challenging. But I'm grateful for it now, looking back. I knew that I didn't want to live there. I knew that I'm here for my goal. It's my ticket, so I need to graduate to make my father proud.
I love that.
Oh, I think I didn't mention about it. Since I was, dreaming to be an actor at the early age, and I verbally addressed that to my father, and he unfortunately did not approve that idea because of the cultural values. Where I'm from, it's not highly supported for an Uzbek girl to be part of entertainment business. And my dad was like, nope, you're never going to be an actor. So he had this vision of me being being a diplomat, being in a political field, like working at the higher end jobs and all that. But yeah, so when this opportunity come along, I'm like, Shanoza, you just keep that in mind. You have a dream, you have a goal, we're gonna achieve that, but first we need to take this different path.
So you ended up going to Malaysia. Did you end up studying politics?
Yes,
Or like
international affairs management.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I need to, since I said I had the strategy, I need to finish it, make my father proud, here, my diploma and everything. So that was the plan all along. So when I finished, it was a time for me to find an internship program. And I found it in the United States, and I told my dad, I'm like, Daddy, I found this program, so I'm flying to the United States and all that. He was like, oh, that's great, but I'll be back in 6 months. So he made sure that I have a round trip ticket. So I'm like, yeah. And then as soon as I finished my program, I'm like, Dad,
she's here.
he's like, we need to talk. So the moment when I was leaving to United States, at the airport, when all my family was standing there and waving me, it was one of the heartbreaking moments for me, because they knew they're going to see me in 6 months, but I didn't know when I'm going to see them next, because I was planning to stay. So that's the conversation that I had with my dad. I said, Dad, I love you. I made you proud. You know, like, I'm graduating to school. Like, I always say yes to everything you said. Never crossed the line, but like, you gave me a life so I could be happy and make my own decision. Like, can I live for myself? Because my heart wants what it wants. Like, I was dreaming to become an actor at the early age, but I still want it, like, even more now.
Yeah.
So can I have your blessing to stay in the United States? I thought he's gonna be like, hey. So mind you, a week later, I had to fly back home. My dad was like, baby, I love you. You always make me proud. If this is what you want, I'm giving you my blessing. Just promise you're gonna take care of yourself. You're gonna be okay. I was just crying. I still remember that conversation on the phone. I'm like, Daddy, thank you. Because it meant a lot to me. If he would say, come back home, I would go back home, because I think in every culture it's so important to get your parents' blessing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, it's when you have the parents' blessing, everything is just gonna work out for you. It's just a very sacred, you know, moment for me. And getting his approval was very, very.
It's very sweet that you value your parents,
Oh,
your father's opinion, and
absolutely.
you know, shaping your life, and how much you value family. You know, that's very admirable, and carrying that culture with you, especially like in a new country, knowing that, you know, you don't know when you're going to see your family again, and also being alone. It's such a big decision that you've made to like kind of embark on this journey, and you've done all the things, right? Like, you've ended up in so many different places. So what was your life like when you first moved to the US? Like, what were you doing? What were you studying? Were you studying, or?
So when I moved to United States, the first 5 years, I mostly dedicated to my like training, because mind you, it was a new profession. It's something that I'd never done before. So as I was pursuing it like professionally, I got signed into Stanislavski Russian Theater School, and then I started to take on camera classes and acting classes in Manhattan. So basically working on my craft and being part of some like short films, indie films, helping friends with a few projects, just to be in the industry for a while. But then after like when it was 2020, the pandemic hit, and
Oh yeah.
and just everything just went on pause, and including the whole world. So all productions were like canceled, and the situation in New York kind of became very toxic, and it gets so complicated, and yeah. So I was just mostly reading books and watching films, and also, by the way, right 2 months before pandemic, I met my future ex-husband.
Love it. So 2 weeks before the pandemic. Okay.
Yeah. So
How'd you guys meet?
like it was a double date. Basically, he
Awesome.
was my best friend's husband's best friend. So that's pretty much how we met, and yeah. And so he had a business in Florida, and it kind of like things were like very challenging in New York. I lost my job because I refused to get vaccine shots and all that. It just gets so complicated, a lot of restrictions, and there was nothing else for me there. And it kind of like, when you're in love and all of that,
Yes.
kind of knowing that, why don't I just be happy for a while, And I let love in, and 6-7 months later we got married, and a year later we moved to Florida. So I had to leave New York because there was nothing else for me to pursue there, honestly. I was waiting, maybe you'll pick it up, maybe things will get better, and then the strike started happening in LA, and a lot of productions were like back and forth, New York and LA. So yeah, and then when I moved to Florida, kind of like my life became very structured, and the perspectives have changed, and I became, I was a wife, housewife, and all that, and things got a little complicated in the marriage, and
How was wife life for you?
very challenging. Very, I would say, yeah, it was just a lot to handle at the same time. When you're single, you just here for your life. You go to work, you just figure it out what you want to do in life, what you want to, invest your life into, your time, your friends, and all that. It's just the main character is you. But once you got married, it's just not only you anymore. You're two, and often in relationship, women always carry the most responsibilities, I would say.
Yeah.
For like, especially where I'm coming from, like Uzbekistan, like growing up, moms and aunties always like tend to tell you, learn how to cook, learn how to be a good wife, otherwise you'll never get married. So they kind of, from a young age, they taught us to be a perfect wife, cook, clean, take care of a husband. So they were always kind of like, make your husband as a top priority. So I kind of like carry that mentality with me too, and I would, basically try to be a perfect wife in all terms. And also, as I said, I was growing up in a little toxic family environment. I always loved, because I lost my mom at the early age, and my father remarried, so I never felt a true love, like parent love or sister love. No, not sister love, but parent love. And I didn't know the sense of like loving and being in love, and I tend to seek that in my partners. And that kind of puts you in a position of developing a pleasing syndrome, where you would do anything for a person so that person would give you what you desire, what you're missing, to fill out that hole in your chest. Like, I'll do everything, I'll be good wife, I will learn how to cook for you, I will do the skincare for you, I will cook 3 times a day for you, just so you would love me. So I kind of like got lost in that world of marriage, of trying to be perfect wife. And over time it became very overwhelming, and I found myself in a situation where I lost myself. I didn't know who I was anymore because I didn't do anything for my art. I didn't feel inspired, and yeah, it was yeah.
So what was that decision like to walk away? How
Well-
did you come up with that decision?
Oh my God, it was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made, but one of the best too, I would say at the same time. A year before we decided to divorce, I started my spiritual journey. A big shout out to my sister, my therapist, who actually put a lot of like investment in me. She worked with me. Yeah, she just introduced me to this whole new world of spirituality where I learned a lot about myself, and biggest insight that I had from it, that everything that was happening is because I did not love myself, and it was the time for me to recognize me and love me, prioritize me, ask questions, ask what I want, what I don't want, what I like, what I didn't like. So at that point of my life, I was all about being a good wife and loving my husband, and if I love it, he will give me everything kind of perspective. And it was the time for me, like, oh, that was like a wake-up call for me. I'm like, oh wow, that makes sense now. Like, if I don't love myself, who would potentially love me? Like,
Self-love is sneaky too, because I think a lot of times, you know, you're not necessarily walking around with low self-worth all the time, but it's kind of sneaky in the decisions that you make, right? Kind of like, you're like, I want to be a really good wife. You're thinking, I'm just being a good wife. It's not necessarily like you don't think you're beautiful or you don't think you're wonderful, but the decisions that you make are so indicative of how much you really value yourself. And
exactly.
getting to a place where you're putting yourself before anybody else, it's such tricky work, because you know, you're taught to be like kind, you're taught to be loving.
Yeah.
And there's a very blurry line, you know, where you're like, am I putting myself last? Or, you know, so it can be very tricky. And like you said, you went on this whole journey to sort of like get to a place where you feel like, okay, it's when you felt that you weren't loving yourself, what did that feel like? Like, what's the moment? What, like, paint me your emotions in the moment when you're like, I don't love myself as much as I thought.
It was a whole portrait of me, Shanoza, housewife. For the past 4 years I've been in a marriage. I can look back and see the reflection of what is not loving yourself looks like. So that was the moment when I'm like, oh, things are not working out. That's when we start experiencing a crisis in our marriage, because I started to change, because I no longer wanted to be in a position of not being a choice anymore, and not being married to someone who wasn't willing to fight for me. Being in a relationship with someone who would put himself first over me, you know, like choosing his comfort.
Yep.
And it was something that I need to learn from him. You know what I mean?
How to put yourself first.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
it's so true.
So that was the moment when I'm like, you know what? First of all, why am I fighting for the relationship that I am so unhappy at the first place, where my partner always expects for me to give, but not at the end of the day receiving anything back, you know? But like, honestly, that was the moment when I decided to leave a relationship where I wasn't a choice, and I think not the love that I was dreaming about. Love is, you know, love is like, it starts with self-love, and now I know, looking back, why things didn't work out between us, because I didn't love myself. So when I started loving myself, I walked out of the relationship that no longer served me.
Oh.
And
Preach. That
and-
is such. It's
And-
such a cliche, but it's a
It
cliche
is
for a reason, right?
Yeah.
You have to lead with love for yourself, because it's almost like, how are you going to show somebody how you want to be loved and honored if the best way to show somebody that is to embody it, right? Like, you have to love
Absolutely.
yourself and show yourself how, show up as yourself the way that you want people to perceive you.
Absolutely.
And it's like,
beautiful.
because obviously I've gone through my own thing too, but
Yeah.
it's like a jarring moment. You're like, oh my god, like, I can't believe that. I ended up learning so much empathy for myself as well, where I'm like, I had to forgive myself too for like
Girl,
putting myself through that situation, all those things. But
making me emotionally.
oh yeah, for sure. But you know what? You're on the other side of it. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you. Absolutely. Honestly, like, speaking of exes, I never speak badly about my exes because I am grateful to my ex-husband, and we actually in a good relationship right now. I'm grateful to him because he taught me a very great lesson. He taught me to love me and prioritize me. And even though it was very heartbreaking, even though I wasn't a choice and I wasn't loved the way I loved him, but I'm forgiving him and I'm grateful. And
I love
you know,
that.
thank you.
I love that
Like, I
perspective.
thank you. I thank him every day because he also opened the door for me to pursue my acting
Oh, yeah,
career.
for sure.
You know
I
what I
love
mean?
that.
And I'm grateful. I'm honored to call him my ex-husband. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
he was a good person.
Yeah.
But everyone is going through their own battles, and we have to respect that. You need to respect the decision. Even you need to respect when you are not even a choice.
Yeah.
You don't have to be mad about it. You should say, thank you. I got my clarity, packing my stuff, goodbye. Thank you.
I love that you've grown this perspective on it.
Absolutely.
Like, it really is indicative of your healing as well. Like,
Of course.
and the process you went through, because I'm sure that wasn't, like, you didn't always feel that way.
Yeah.
I'm sure you went through all the stages of all the feelings, and it's really just a testament to your character and being, committed to
Yeah.
growing, because that part is hard. It's so easy to get stuck in that part of it where
Call
you're
it
like,
rebirth moment.
yeah, exactly. It's so easy to get stuck in that mindset
Yeah.
where you're like, I'm scared. You're upset. You're frustrated. There are all these stages of grief, right? And you don't ever want to get stuck. You want to work through, because there's really beauty on the other side of it, where you're getting to live your dream, like you said. And actually, I always say this, like, I think forgiveness in that way, sometimes it's really for me. You have to set yourself free.
Absolutely.
And now you're free to move to LA, and you're free to, go after your dreams.
And also forgiving someone, it's part of self-love.
I love that.
Because you care about your well-being. Because when you're not forgiving someone, you carry a lot of weight. You're constantly thinking. It's an energy. It lives inside of your body. By releasing that, you feel good and you feel relief. That's also care for yourself, love for yourself. And yeah, it's beautiful, honestly. And I don't think like everybody talks about it. Like, yeah, a lot of people say, okay, self-love is about choosing you, but choosing you is also one of the hardest decisions.
Oh yeah, and showing up every day.
Like in my case, like walking out of my marriage, like choosing me and walking into a whole unknown world. It was terrifying, but it's rewarding now.
I love that.
Because it wasn't only my battle. I wasn't battling by myself. I had a God next to me.
I love
He
that.
was holding my hand. So
Girl.
that's why I'm grateful for this journey, because first time in my life, I didn't feel alone.
Yeah.
And I will never feel alone.
I know, and you were married, right?
Exactly. I know.
I can't believe all that you've done since you've been here. It's actually insane. But I want you to walk me through it. Like, what made you decide, like, okay, now's the time, I'm ready to go to LA? You walked away from your marriage, but like, what made you think, I'm gonna do this?
Yeah, so after all those spiritual practices and all that, like realizing my value and knowing that, you know what, I can find a power and strength inside of me and choose me and walk out of a place where I'm not valued. And basically not happy. We're all here to be happy and feel good and enjoy life, you know. If it's not the case, what's the point of being somewhere when you're not loved
That is true.
and easily being let go? You know what I mean? So I was very terrified and scared and anxious. I would say I was experiencing a major breakdown when we made that decision. And I had to think about what I'm gonna do next. I have to leave my marriage and leave my house, my home, the house where we painted together. We had a nursery room where we were painting together, setting up that intention to God, like one day having a baby and all that. It's just been a lot that I was losing at the same time. And I was at the lowest point of my life, and God was there for me, and I never forget that moment when I was crying in the bathroom. And I'm like, what I'm gonna do next? What I'm gonna do? Everything is just, you know, like I'm losing everything. And like when I found myself, I started to lose again. You know what I mean? It was just everything. And then I never forget that whisper in my ear, like, remember. You know that scene in The Lion King?
Oh, yes.
Remember.
Exactly.
It's like, remember why you came here for, you know? And he literally, that voice reminded me why I was here in the first place. And I'm like, LA. And I will forever be grateful for my art, my passion to acting, because it saved me that moment. It gave me a roadmap. It gave me something to look forward to. So the next morning I woke up, I said, okay, we're gonna be divorced in a month. I'm moving to LA. Period.
Oh, I love it.
I'm gonna pursue my acting dream. Yes, I'm gonna pursue my acting dream. And I always dreamed to be in LA and all that. It's just, you know, it's so beautiful, Shanoza. Like when you choose yourself and you love God and you are hand to hand with God, He just opens up the possibilities for you. It's just align everything. As soon as I moved here, mind you, I had no friends here. I had no place to stay. It's just within like 3-4 days prior moving to, I was freaking out. I had nowhere to move. And there's a place that I applied to, the building where I'm living right now. Mind you, a month ago, I was declined, my application was declined.
Really?
And 3-4 days before, they actually called me and said, hey, do you still want a place?
What?
And I'm like, yes.
It's so insane that when you set that intention, how the runway kind of just lights up for you. It's
trusting.
It's trusting and kind of like letting go of the outcome. You're kind of just like, I'm delving into this new experience and almost like knowing that everything's gonna be okay. And I think once you've experienced things like, you know, walking away from your marriage and, you know, making these tough decisions, even leaving the family and going across the world, right? It's like you have enough evidence in your life that everything's gonna be fine. And you've kind of just stepped out on faith and moved into LA. So you got approved for the apartment, and what was that like when you first got here?
Well, I was terrified and excited at the same time. It was like mixed of feelings, honestly. Excited because finally I'm here after like 15-16 years later, you know what I mean? It's like, for me it was, I made it moment, my very first made it moment. And knowing that, oh my God, I'm finally in a city where dreams are allowed.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean?
It's like, such a contrast from like back home, right?
Yeah. It's like you can be whatever you want, you can do whatever you want. Like you don't have to ask a permission. You don't have to seek for a better time or like a right timing. You're like here, you're just taking the whole responsibility and accountability for your life, and it's just a literally like blank canvas.
And isn't it so funny here when you're like, I want to do this thing. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, you can't do that. Everyone's like, cool, you know, like it's such a beautiful city with like so much magic.
I'm so grateful for all the support that I have, like my family, my sister, like my friends. And mind you, I moved here with like 0 friends, and it was such a blessing to stay in my current apartment that God gifted me my best friends.
Oh, I love
Like
that.
I lived with roommates and they became like my family and friends, and it was, yeah, at the first it was, as I said, it was very scary. It was I was also healing, you know. I just kind of like locked myself in a room. I remember the first 3 months just to heal, try to process of what happened, like, because within like a short period of time it's just a lot for your human brain to process everything that happened, like losing your home, losing your marriage, losing someone that you love, you know, and then relocating to another like state, which is completely different. Where's Florida, where's LA? It's a completely different world. And like making new friends, like, and finally, you know, that's the thing that most of people don't talk about, is like when there is a dream that you were like pursuing your whole life, and knowing that finally you actually taking first step towards it, it can be scary too.
Oh my gosh.
Knowing
Preaching to
that
the choir.
it can be like scary. Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, oh my god, am I allowed to do it?
Of course.
Like,
Yeah.
that moment, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fear, but my desire for my passion.
I love that you always stick to plan, like almost like you are so sure that, okay, this is really what I want. So, you know, regardless of what's going on or what my circumstances are, you're always putting that to the forefront because you see your life being a certain way, and almost like having the courage to eliminate things that don't align. That is, you know, it's such a big deal, especially, you know, I wanted to touch on this when we're talking about your marriage, because it is such a scary thing for a woman, especially to let go, you know, especially understanding how you grew up, where being a wife was such a high esteemed thing. It's supposed to be your life's work, right?
Yeah.
But you're thinking, actually, I have more to do than this, and while this is, you know, it is what it is, but you were always so, you know, insistent on that you have more to do. And especially that, whereas like it's such a hard thing to walk away from, because so many women feel like, oh, am I ever gonna find somebody else, you know, to be chosen? Like, is someone ever gonna choose me again? But you're like, I'm kind of okay with not being chosen, so to speak, as long as I'm able to fulfill my life's work, like what I believe my purpose is, you know? What is your God-given purpose, and what is it that you are here to do? So, you know, that is not a decision that's made lightly, you know, and that's why I'm always so proud of you. And,
thank you.
and when we met, you had only been here for like 2 weeks, but so much has happened since then. Like, fill me in. Like, what have you been doing? How is chasing your dream going?
Well, it's, of course, there's ups and downs, but once you pursue this in such a long run, it's like, compared to what you went through, it's just like, it's not downs, you know. Maybe like sometimes as being a human being, like sometimes you feel depressed, sometimes you go through all those emotional roller coasters, but at the end of the day, if you're loyal to what you're pursuing, it's just gonna be easy.
It's like learning, right?
Yeah, it's just all about staying disciplined and consistent and knowing what you want and stick to the plan. And eliminate every single aspect of your life that is getting on your way. Whether it's people, whether it's a job, whether it's a place you're living in, like your environment, just eliminate all of that. Stick to it, focus, and do the job, you know? And also I want to get back to what you said earlier about women, that also living with no expectation and no hopes, it's so much easier.
Oh, of course.
Like that gives you biggest freedom. For me, honestly, that's what I wanted to talk about, that too, that knowing that I was pursuing this from a young age, and it was like a long journey for me. I thought once I moved to LA, I'm just going to be so desperate, knock on every single door, I will do this and that. So I have this
You
game
sacrificed
plan
so
in my
much
head.
to get here.
Exactly.
That you're like, this has to work, and I have to do the best I can. I love that.
Exactly. But I changed my perspective.
Okay.
So I think this is how everything started with self-love. If self-love was a brand, I would be like promoting it.
You're like, buy self-love, it's on the shelves.
I know, because once you start loving yourself, you just stopping to making choices that is going to hurt you or complicate your life.
Yeah.
So for me, acting was, this is something that I'm like, yes, I want it so bad. Yes, I'm putting in work, but I'm not going to desperately pursue this. I'm not going to sell myself to a devil just to make it there. That's when you get into spirituality, you learn that fame and all that this is not something that you need. And I want to be an actor so I can serve people through my storytelling. So that's why I honor every single experience that I have in life, so I can put it in work and share with the world. And one of the best compliments that I had, and one of the I made it moment for me in my life, was when someone watched my performance, and at the end they said, "Oh my God, you made me feel something." And I was like, boom. That meant more than any red carpet moment for me, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
You made someone feel something. You made someone to question something. Even a little cheer up, even the glassy eye. If you made someone emotional, hey, you're doing the right job. You're serving people.
So this is what it's about for you.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just telling my story through my art.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think your sense of self is going to take you really far, and all that you had to do to be centered in that, who I am, is you're not going to want to just give that up for anything. You're not going to want to sacrifice that for anything. And I love that. So what has been the coolest thing that you've gotten to do so far, since you've been in LA and you've been booking these things? What have you been doing? And what's your favorite so far?
Well, when I moved here, within this 10 months, I got a chance to book a co-star role, supporting role in a feature film that is on pre-production right now. So I think there's a possibility that, oh my God, I'm not gonna spoil that, but they're making a deal to sell it to major platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime. And it was my first supporting role that I was super excited and super grateful for. Also, right now, I'm working on my short film. So, also being in a few commercials, and I got an amazing chance to meet a lot of beautiful artistic souls that actually be collaborating on a few projects right now. So yeah, I'm living my dream life. What can I say? I'm living my dream life. I have a beautiful friends, and I live in a city that I've been dreaming of living in. I have a room with a Hollywood sign. Hello. I'm grateful. And I'm highlighting that because I believe in visualization. And for the past 10 years, I had this Hollywood sign right next to my bed. Every day waking up to it. One day I'll make it there. One day I'll make it there. And manifestation, maybe it works.
Actually, insane. Your story is just so mind blowing.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Because I can't imagine just being back in Uzbekistan, and you're just I'm gonna get. It's how do you even? It's so hard to conceptualize. I'm gonna go there. Because obviously there's a very specific way that your life is supposed to go.
Yes.
Based on society.
Different paths. Sometimes it takes you a very different path.
And you're you don't know how you're gonna get there, but you didn't know that you had to go to school in Malaysia first. You didn't know that you had to marry somebody that didn't love you.
Turn around.
Beautiful. Gorgeous. Just still low maintenance, nice and soft, and you have some brightness.
I love
some
it.
pops of color in there.
Beautiful.
This just looks so much more
I feel
intentional.
I just did the whole thing.
I know, exactly.
It still looks so fresh.
Exactly. Just a little bit more intention behind it so that you can totally go like 6-8 months, whatever you want, let it grow out. It's all on you. Because it's just so soft that you can decide whether or not. And I love how like the tone of it, it's like not as brassy like before. It's beautiful.
Good job, love. Oh my god. Big shout out to Shade.
Glad you love it. Looks beautiful.
Love it. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome. How does your hair make you feel now?
Oh my god. Empowered.
Empowered,
Confident.
okay.
Radiant.
Love it, love it. Like your skin is like glowing. Just that little bit of coolness just like brings out that glow in your skin.
Tell you.
It's like,
Thank you for
Well,
my glow up.
it's you for being so beautiful.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Health to your hands.
Thank you. Thank you.
Should I tell your audience what
Yes.
that about? So in my country, when someone makes something with their hands, like handmade gift, or you make such a like delicious food, or you're a great hairdresser giving me this beauty, we say health to your hands. So health to your hands.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Shanoza, tell us what you're up to next. What you and your beautiful hair are up to now.
Well, we are keep going. We are keep pursuing my dream. Now it's not a dream; it's a goal now.
It's a goal.
I'm working on my short film right now,
Okay,
which I'm super excited about. And actually, I'm filming the final scenes next week. And yeah, keep showing up for myself and grow as an artist and as a person, and just keep showing up and reaching to be a best version of myself. So yeah.
What would you say to other women feeling stuck in a life that doesn't feel like theirs?
Well, first of all, you're not stuck. You need to know that the strength, love, everything that you're looking for is already inside of you. And keep practicing self-love, keep prioritizing yourself and showing up for yourself every day. Go explore what's your dream, what makes you passionate about, what makes you feel like in love, not with the man only, but with yourself, with your creativity, with life itself. Just romanticize your life and keep asking yourself, what do you want? How are you feeling? And what makes you happy? And yeah, love yourself, showing up for yourself, and build that inner strength and always rely on God and yourself. Yeah.
Love it. Thank you. That was beautiful.
So that was our episode with Shanoza. I loved how we discussed what self-care means. We have to show up for ourselves every single day. And her story is just such a testament to how life-changing loving yourself can be. I am just always inspired by her story.